Let's do sports now on the AM show. I am Muftao Nabila Abdullahi. About 12 players reported for Black Stars training as they open camp ahead of the last African Cup of Nations qualifier against Central African Republic at the Bayara Sports Stadium. The players were led by Captain Ayew as Mohamed Kudus, Lawrence Atizigi, Edmond Ado, Joseph Edu, Alexander Jiku all reported to the training session at the Accra Sports Stadium. This was a moment, the moment on your screen was a moment where Mohamed Kudus hit a strike on the face of Lawrence Atizigi, who was on the ground for about 5 minutes. I don't know if it was the reason why the training session closed, because after that incident, the training session ended as medics attended to him. And also, the Black Stars are expected to be in Kumasi today and hold another training session before wrapping up their preparations for that tie against Central African Republic on Thursday. And the likes of Nicholas Opoku, who is making a return to the national team, as well as Baara Man, were all available for the training session. The 13 other players were expected to arrive tonight for the team to plane to Kumasi for that tie against Central African Republic. Ghana needs just a point to be able to qualify to the next edition of the AFCON to be staged in Côte d'Ivoire. Let's hear from Chris Hughton, the head coach of the Black Stars, and following his decision to include Ayew into the 25-man squad for that tie against Central African Republic. The media space as well as social media has been dominated with perceptions and questions surrounding his decision to include a man who has not kicked a ball since March this year and does not play for any club. But Chris Hughton says he doesn't care about the perception of the public. What matters to him is to assemble the players he feels will get a job done up for him. He was speaking to Asas Radio.
Growing conceptions doesn't. It's not something that means too much to me. Now, from my point of view as head coach, it's about the squad that I want and the reasons for each player to be in the squad. So what is a perception outside? I don't know. And this is not my concern. What I have to do is I have to pick a squad. And that squad can be made up of young, exciting players. They can be made up of perhaps more experienced players. There will always be, in the general public, there will always be a lot of debate about who should be in the squad and who shouldn't. And there are players, and Andre comes into a category. We know that he hasn't played as much, so we're knowledgeable about the many games that he's played, but I also know what he means to the squad. He's our captain. I know what he gives the squad as regards, and anybody in the squad. It's never just about their abilities. It's about what they bring to the squad, some experience, some know-how, how they can affect the other players. So for every player that's in the squad, there is a reason, and there will always be debate about any member of the squad. And I'm quite sure if I asked you, or if I asked the gentleman sitting over there or the gentleman sitting over there, their squads, I'm quite sure that there would be players in the squad that would be different that are in there.
And now let's hear from the Vice President of the Ghana Football Association, Mark Ado, who is called on Ghanaians to throw their weight behind the senior national team to be able to beat Central African Republic and to secure qualification to the African Cup of Nations to be staged in Côte d'Ivoire next year.
The most important thing for us is for people to support the team.
Sure.
There is nothing to hide in this business. So we shouldn't get too worked out on it. Most importantly, we get the people to get the work done.
Okay.
We expect the team to be here on Tuesday by lunchtime in Kumasi, because they would train here Tuesday afternoon.
Okay.
And then Wednesday there will be another training, obviously the pre-game training, and then the game on Thursday at 4:00.
Sure.
I expect that we all go and support in our numbers. Kumasi is our favorite place to play. You know, it's the home of the Black Stars, and I'm praying and hoping that we win and we win well, so that we can bring smiles to people's faces, and the love is still here. So I'm praying, and we ask all of you to come in your numbers, come in your colors, and we'll continue to promote this until Thursday, until we have the win, so that we can all go to Ivory Coast in January next year.
Okay.
Next month, the Confederation of African Football will roll out its Africa Super League. Asamoah Gyan is one of its ambassadors for the African Super League, which is going to have about 8 teams compete for the maiden edition. The former Black Stars captain says it's about time African football takes its place when it comes to global competition. And he says that it is the most important competition that will help Africa gain the popularity when it comes to football. Africa Super League starts in October next month, specifically October 15, per a statement from the Confederation of African Football. Let's do some boxing. And Ghanaian boxer Freezy McBones, he says that he returned to the country to join the Black Bombers prepare for the African Qualifiers to the Paris Olympics, because he was reached out by Ghana Boxing Federation, which is the amateur body for boxing governance in Ghana. He says he took up the responsibility of ensuring that he gives what he thinks he can to help the team secure qualification to Paris next year.
I think it's a whole Ghana boxing authority. Yeah, they reach out to me. They go through to my management team in terms of Freezy teams and Yeah, and then they want me to come back home and help the team, And then because so it was hard for me to make a decision because obviously
because in the UK, why the decision to come to Ghana? Because we make UK for the a lot of facilities and then Sika more.
Yeah, but I don't look at it that way. Good. If you look at if I had one fight in UK, I make a lot of money to compare to Ghana currency. I make a lot of money. My first fight, my second fight, but sometimes let's put all the money aside and look what we can do to help the country.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Especially the youth in the country, they really need somebody to look up to. You know what I'm saying? Wow. They need someone who say, oh, because of Nipa Renti and I Nipa Renti, I'm not going to give up my life.
Wow.
I'll keep going, because the kind of my story is so different from other boxers, right? So many legends like Muhammad Ali, they all have a story, right? They all have belts, WBC, IBF, but and yet to get in that level, to get that kind of credit. What you say? I haven't got any belt, but the kind of my hard work, dedication, and the story behind me, it's more than Obia. All that kind of belts.
Yeah.
You feel me? So Ubua, he got like a 5 belt, 6 belt, 10 belt, where a boxer. What you say? All because of sometimes the way I will see a packet what you say. But how I do my thing, I'm so open for the world and for my country, for my family. I want everyone to look up to Freezy and say, no, because of this guy, I'm not going to give up. Right? So it was a very tough decision. Even my team members sit down, we had a chat, and I'm catching and say, listen, let's put the money aside. Money is so really important, but let me go back home and help the country. Obviously, help the country, help the youth, help myself, help the team, and help the nation, the whole nation, and also not the whole nation, Africa as well. Because now we go to Dakar, if something, and it's not if something great is coming out, something great is coming out. We go to France when someone from Ghana wins something like a gold medal in France. It's not only Ghana. It means so free. It's for Africa. Africa here for West Africa. West Africa here for Ghana. What you say?
Wow.
So it's a whole lot of like a bag, and not only person. So I look at the I look at the outside the box. I don't look at the inside the box. You know, if you look at the inside the box, it's so full of money. It's a full of like selfish only yourself. But when you open the box and you look at the outside the box, there's so many things around, and that is what the decision I make.
Wow.
The weekend, the 2023 marathon happened, and the athletes won various prizes. Well, they were given their prizes before they left the shores of the country back to Kenya. The competition was dominated by Kenyans as they won the 21-kilometer race, which took place from the Independence Square round to the 37 through to the police headquarters and back to Independence Square. So the 21-kilometer race was dominated by Kenyans, and before they left Ghana, they were given their financial packages that they won. The winner had to walk away with about 75,000 Ghana cedis, in dollar equivalent, it's about $6,000 or more. And whilst the second place got about 35,000 Ghana cedis. There was also a raffle for a car, which was won by boxer Okonate, and he walked away with a Nissan car. This is our wrap-up AM Sports here with me, Muftau Nabila Abla. But just before I go, a happy birthday to Halimatu Sadia, and may the Almighty Allah shower you with the enormous blessings to ensure that you achieve the goals, everything is, and also may every single step you take come with grace and glory. We appreciate your time with us this morning. The AM show continues right after this.